Good morning everyone and welcome to today's meeting on our potential project of taking Christea's Beverages to an international market. A few benefits I identified from this project and why we want to do this is obviously we will have bigger demand from international markets, and we will also be able to scale effectively and compete with larger brands such as Dilmah and Lipton. There will also be a diversification for our brand as we expand into larger markets and also different product ranges. A few risks we have to address before we proceed is the heavy competition that we will face from the names of Dilmah and Lipton. Also, there will be regulatory and supply chain complexity which we will have to discuss, and also logistics issues. So before we proceed further, I'd like to hear from our country manager, Netmi, what do we have planned for today's meeting?
Sure. Chairman, thank you for having us here today. My team and I have come up with a very high-level marketing plan for the newest product line that we are looking to launch internationally. The first time that we're going international with some of our products, so we're looking forward to it. So let me first show you what our product range is going to look like. Okay, so basically this is a range of iced teas in aluminium cans, and there will be 5 flavors that we will be introducing to the market in the beginning. There is narang or calamansi, there's chai, there's tamarind, cinnamon and turmeric latte. So what's special about what our drink is, it's that it is organic, it uses purely Sri Lankan ingredients. We source directly from small farmers, and in fact 4% of the cost of each can will be given back to these small farmer communities. And of course we use sugar-free alternatives as the sweetener. Our core values for this product range is being authentic, having clean products, and having a personal touch for our brand. And of course, when it comes to other things, we also are introducing organic and fair trade certifications, and we'll also educate customers on the health and wellness benefits. Now, as you know, the name Christea's Beverages itself, Christea itself, he was our late beloved chairman who has left a very well-loved legacy, and we plan to take this legacy to the world through these drinks, and this will be what brings that personal touch to this brand, and hopefully will connect consumer to the product range. Let me quickly talk to you about the global trends. So the global wellness economy was valued at 5.6 trillion in 2022. This is the entire wellness economy. And out of that, so healthy eating, nutrition and weight loss, this was valued at about $1 billion in 2022. This market is projected to increase by 7.3% in 2028. So it is a steadily increasing market. Now, the market that we will be focusing on is the European market. And this European tea market is projected to reach 4.15 billion in 2033, which is growing at 5.18 CAGR. And this demand is being driven by urban millennials and Gen Z consumers seeking health-conscious alternatives. This is exactly where our product fits in. And over 70% of Europeans view tea as healthier, and it's a healthy substitute to sugary drinks. 60% of the European market prioritize organic and fair trade certified teas because more and more people are becoming more aligned with ethical and sustainable sourcing and products. And also in Germany, consumers drink an average of 67.2 liters of tea annually, with 40.1 liters coming from herbal and fruit infusions. Again, our product fits perfectly in this area. Yeah. So the markets that we are focusing on entering in the beginning is UK and Germany. UK has a very wide tea culture, as you may know. We have tea because of them here, and then of course they have a specific sugar tax that pushes them to buy more healthier beverages that are at a cheaper price. And they also prioritize on-the-go products. So our ready-to-drink can is suitable for this market. Germany is Europe's biggest iced tea market, so we have to enter it, of course. And they have a preference for fruit flavors and functional drinks, and they are very eco-conscious consumers. So we wanted to enter these two markets because it would give us an entryway into understanding the European market. However, in our second phase, we plan to enter Romania, Sweden, France, and UAE. When it comes to competitors, right now, what our research shows is that Dilma and Hella are the two main competitors that export from Sri Lanka to globally with ready-to-drink brands, so like canned or bottled or boxed. We also have identified a few other local brands that have iced tea, like ready-to-drink iced tea, like Happening, Sozo, Teaser, and T4U iced tea. However, we have not yet found data whether they're exporting or not, but we can assume safely that either they are or they will be soon, because they already have a fully fledged product. To briefly touch on the generational gap, is there one? There kind of is. Nearly 30% of Gen Zers and millennials in the US say they're prioritizing wellness a lot more than they did just a year ago, compared to 23% of older generations. And of course, this shift may be driven because younger generations are more burnt out, they have poorer health overall, and there is an exposure to wellness content on social media daily. Also, although Gen Z and millennials account for just 36% of US adult population, they contribute over 41% of total wellness spending. In contrast, consumers aged 58 and older make up 35% of the population, but represent only 28% of wellness expenditure. That said, older consumers remain a valuable segment, particularly in mature markets like the European markets, especially markets with aging populations. Offering wellness brands to these markets will be quite ideal, especially ones that are catered to their evolving needs at every stage of their life. So, that being said, I'm going to hand this over to Mayuri to take a look at the supply chain specifics.
Thank you, Country Manager, for the valuable insight. Now, Mayuri, what do you have planned for the supply chain aspect?
Mr. Chairman, so as the supply chain director, I'm going to walk you through the end-to-end supply chain process. Before that, I want to highlight the fact that the Customs of Sri Lanka has conducted a research, and they have found out that the second largest buyers of Sri Lankan tea is from UK and European countries. So I think we are in the same page in terms of strategy. So let me talk about the sourcing. So we are focusing on small farmers for spices, as well as estates, which are really small and definitely not going through auctions. We are sourcing organic tea leaves, not the dust or processed ones, because we want it to be more organic and with less preservatives. For the farmers, we'll receive a fair trade price, which will support their communities. And facilitating some food certifications are important, such as ISO 22000, HACCP, and EU organic certification. We are strictly going to use recyclable aluminum cans, which are sourced locally, focusing on few regions that can support us. And the cartons are also locally sourced, not imported. So in terms of export financing, we have to collaborate with a private bank, preferably in one of the top 3 banks, because we want a strong and a safe way of do the transactions, especially through the letter of credit. So as the country manager has mentioned, we are entering the UK and Germany initially. So I suggest that in phase 2 we can enter UAE also through the master distributors. So with that, let me take you through the demand planning. So in Germany and UK, in year 1, we have to test the market acceptance of the product. So for that, I have given the numbers in the slides. So in year 2, the supermarket placements should expand with more number of product. In year 3, we are expecting a stronger repeat order from them. So later in year 3, we are starting to enter United Arab Emirates through a pilot project. Then in year 4, we are expanding. Year 5, we are again expecting a steady order. I also want to highlight there are few potential supply chain challenges that we must keep it in mind. Starting with the regulatory and labeling, both markets have strict labeling laws. So we must declare allergens, caffeine and sugar content clearly. So in terms of sugar tax in UK imposes tax on sweetened drinks. So this means we need to have low or no sugar SKU to stay competitive. Packaging wise, in Germany, all cans must register under PFAND deposit return system, and in UK, a new recycling and plastic packaging taxes apply. So we should think about the costing also with our finance director. So customs wise, UK is more complex custom declarations and it's too risky also. So we have to be more educated on that. In Germany, there are strict checks again in terms of imported beverages. So I think if we can navigate through these challenges, probably we can enter markets in a smooth manner. So that's it from my end. I hope Chris will now explain about the marketing aspects.
So now that we have an understanding on the supply chain aspect, Chris, what's the idea we have for the marketing part of this project?
So Mr. Chairman, as a part of our marketing strategy, we will first focus on our product segmentation, targeting and positioning. As a part of our segmentation, we are looking at geographic, demographic and psychographic factors. So talking about geographic factors, we are primarily focused on Europe, specifically Germany and the UK. Then as a second phase, we are looking to expand to Romania, Sweden and France. And latter stage, we are looking at tapping into the UAE market. Then demographically, we are focused on middle to high income consumers, wellness enthusiasts, as well as we are looking at a broader appeal across all generations. Hence, we will not be limiting our product to a specific generation. Now, psychographically, we are looking at health conscious and eco-friendly consumers who are also premium lifestyle buyers valuing authenticity and sustainability. We are also focusing on early adopters to functional beverages, as well as mid-tier premium buyers who are willing to pay for organic, fair trade certified tea. Now, when it comes to targeting, our consumer focus is on niche premium buyers in the wellness and functional beverage segment. However, our business focus is on organic distributors and suppliers, supermarkets, cafes, hotels, and promotions at expos. Now, speaking of positioning, so we are focused on delivering a pure Sri Lankan brand, carrying its heritage and legacy with global standards. Mentioning that our slogan also highlights a dual promise: do good, which reflects our fair trade, farmer support and sustainability impact, while drink fresh conveys the premium, natural and authentic freshness of Sri Lankan iced teas. When it comes to differentiation of product, our product is organic and fair trade certified. We are sourcing from smallholder farmers. We are also giving a unique Sri Lankan inspired flavor to the market, and we have our packaging a premium aluminium canned ready to drink tea which is recyclable. In our marketing mix, it must be mentioned that our marketing mix is built on 4 pillars: product, price, place and promotion. When it comes to product, so as mentioned earlier, in addition to our product being premium organic iced teas with eco-friendly aluminium cans, and a unique flavor profile. We are also certified as an organic product with the certifications of EU, and we also have fair trade certifications, ISO 22000, as well as HACCP. We also have a strong CSR focus, which is that we source from small farmers for authenticity and impact. Now, talking about price, we are on a premium pricing strategy positioned in line with mainstream iced teas, yet competitive with organic brands. Now, we also offer bundle deals for cafes and distributors. Firstly, we offer a mixed pack with inclusive of all flavors, as well as we offer a single flavor pack. Now, talking about value for quality, our selling price is at 1.6 USD, and 4% of the selling price will directly go into supporting our farmers. Now, talking of place, our primary markets, as you all know by now, is Germany and UK, and our main distribution is through organic distributors, suppliers, as well as supermarkets. And we are also looking to build global visibility at international expos. Now, focusing on promotion, our primary promotion is going to be through the storytelling focus, sustainability, fair trade, and Sri Lankan heritage, as well as a much beloved legacy. Secondly, we are also looking at influencer tie-ups, which means we will be collaborating with wellness coaches, yoga communities, and food bloggers in the EU market. We also have value packs to attract repeat buyers, and experimental marketing through expos, tastings, as well as wellness events. So overall, I would say our marketing strategy altogether creates a strong, differentiated global presence for Christie's.
Thank you, Chris, for the marketing plan. Now, Rashmi, let's have a look at the financials for this project.
So, Mr. Chairman, I'll walk you through the financial projections and the feasibility of Christie's international expansion. So, let's see how the numbers translate into a sustainable and profitable venture. So, let me begin with our 5-year financial projections. On a per can basis, we start with a selling price of $1.6 per can, so increasing about 5% each year annually. So, on the cost of goods, it will be around $0.6 per can. So, the largest share of this is for tea and spices, reflecting authenticity and quality of our Sri Lankan ingredients. Alongside that, we have accounted for packaging in aluminium cans, also the processing and labor, freight and handling, and most importantly, the farm incentive fund. So this incentive ensures loyalty, supports smallholder livelihoods, and protects the quality of our supply base. So together, this cost structure results in a gross margin of about $1 per can, which is about 62% GP margin in the first year, which will increase to about 67% by the end of 5th year. So when scaled by the container volumes, revenue grows from $384,000 in the first year to over $1.5 million by the end of 5th year. So we are making a modest loss in the year 1 as expected. So but to achieve, we will be achieving break even in year 2. From then on, profitability strengthens, reaching a net profit of approximately $325,000 by the end of 5th year. So now let's look at the financial feasibility of this project. So our initial investment is about $600,000. This has been carefully structured. So the largest share goes to processing facility and the equipment, about $220,000, followed by packaging and setup for aluminium cans, again about $80,000. Then for certifications and quality assurance, also we are expecting a initial working capital injection about $120,000 to smooth operations. Then logistics and compliance. Also we have allocated a fund for market entry and marketing, and also most importantly the tea plucker incentive fund, reinforcing our farmer partnerships. Also, we are proposing a funding structure of 30% equity and 70% debt. So this balance allows us to minimize equity dilution while leveraging low-cost export financing. The debt portion will service comfortably from cash flows once the export scales from year 2 onwards. Financially, the business is compelling. Free cash flow turns positive from year 2 and accelerates rapidly thereafter. So by year 10, annual cash flows will exceed over $1.3 million US. So using a 10% discount rate and a conservative 1% terminal growth, we calculated the NPV of this project. It comes up to about 8.2 million with the terminal growth factor. And also the IRR is about 34%. So as we have taken 10% discount rate, and which is 34% is a very handsome IRR. So based on that, the discounted payback period falls between the 4th and the 5th year. So to conclude, Christie's requires lean upfront investment, about $600,000 US. This achieves break-even by year 2, scales revenue to over $1.5 million by the end of 5th year, and generates an enterprise value of more than $8 million over the long run. So I would like to hand over to Thilini to continue with the HR aspects of this project.
Thank you, Rasmi, for the financials. Now, Thilini, what does it look like in the HR department?
Okay, Chairman, now I'm going to talk about our organizational structure. Links to Sri Lankan headquarters with international markets. The head office oversees exports, compliance, finance, HR and quality assurance, while local factories manage production and packaging. Regional export managers and sales executives drive B2B relationships abroad and ensure regulatory compliance. So clear reporting lines connect all teams, ensuring efficiency, quality and alignment with global expansion goals. So now, staffing strategy. It is very important to look at both domestic production and European market expansion. In Sri Lanka, local factory staff will handle processing, canning and packaging, supported by quality assurance and tea tasting experts. Overseas, export managers and sales executives will manage logistics, compliance and B2B relationships. So now we are looking at local factories, export roles and benefits. Sri Lanka factories remain the production hub, staffed by skilled technicians and supervisors. Overseas teams ensure smooth market entry and distributor coordination. Salaries and benefits will be competitive yet sustainable, while adhering to local labour laws. For example, the UK implements regulations which give rights to rest, breaks, daily rest, weekly rest, maximum average working week, etc. Maximum is 48 hours on average. Employees are entitled to at least 28 days paid leave per year, including public holidays. For example, Germany standard working week is around 40 hours in many cases, though there is legal flexibility. Daily working hours, normally up to 8 hours, can be extended to 10 hours if balanced by less hours elsewhere over a period. So minimum 20 days paid vacation for a 5-day week under the law. Now training and development, we will provide technical and plant-based training to maintain global standards in production, quality control and certification like ISO. This strengthens the skills, confidence and efficiency, ensuring consistent product quality for European buyers. So when it comes to turnover of this turnover, as per the research, we can see high turnover like Sri Lanka permanent staff turnover is around 10% to 15% per annum. UK 12% to 20% and Germany 10% to 18%. So given the high turnover in the tea export sector, we focus on career growth, fair pay and professional development to keep turnover below industry averages. Finally, we focus on cross-cultural communication. As we expand into Europe, staff will be trained in cultural norms, business etiquette and customer expectation to build trust, strengthen partnerships
and operate effectively across market.
Thank you, team, for your valuable contributions today. This project looks very promising, and to move further, let's meet next week to have a better understanding and in-depth dive for each market. Thank you for coming today.